used to doing it with people in here, so that's no problem.
All right. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Michael and Rob here, Lake Michigan Angler. Thank you for joining us, and apologies for starting behind our time, but, you know, customers in the shop, we got to take care of folks here first. But we are here, and we got a lot to talk about. Of course, we'll dive into how the fishing's been this past week, give you a fishing report. Both of us have been out, as well as just reports from other anglers. We'll talk a little bit about the brawl. Our next brawl is a week away. And then we'll end up talking about what's new here at the shop. A lot of stuff came in, stuff you guys have been looking for, so we're going to dive into all of that. And before we do, let's just take a second here to let folks join the stream here as we just went live. Good morning to you all. Feel free to let me know where you're checking in from, and if you're a first-time viewer, feel free to say hello and let us know where you're fishing out of. I see Bill's here, Mike's here, Sunshine, what's up? Good morning. Moji, good morning. Make sure you're let me know if, thumbs up. We're good on the audio and visual and everything. While Keegan's here, Green Bay, nice. I still have yet to go up to Green Bay, and it's on my to-do list. Good morning from Okina. What's up, Anthony? Kenneth is here as well from Tennessee. Good to see you back here, Kenneth. We got the thumbs up. Perfect. Sounds good. Looks good. Perfect. Yeah, that's kind of like what we're going to do today. And Rob will be here in a second, just cashing a customer out. And at any point you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. Don't feel shy to ask questions. That's what we're here for. Doesn't matter how basic it may seem. Whatever it may be, you guys are always welcome to drop your questions in the chat. And a lot of times it creates conversation for us in the live. So don't hold back or feel shy. Scott's here. Good morning from Southern Illinois. Welcome back, Scott. Kalamazoo. All right, Sunshine. Nice. Thin Blue Line. What's up, dude? Good morning. Thank you for joining us. It's a little bit of a rough day out there. I think somewhere like 4 footers out there, I think. Right, Rob? Something like that?
Yeah, definitely
4 footers are out there right now. That wind out of the north kicked up, and so not making it the best fishing day. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. And again, if you got any questions about anything we talk about, feel free to drop it in the chat. I will go through and read that off and answer it. Are there Skamania and Illinois harbors? Yeah, great question, Dees. Yes. Waukegan specifically, they stocked them some years ago. And
I haven't heard of any lately, but they do get them in there every summer now. And usually it's sometime in June they start showing up.
Yeah. Last year the guys on shore did really good with Skamania out of Waukegan. So.
And don't be afraid to fish from at night. Night bite's been pretty good for them.
All right. Mike here from Madison. What's up? Welcome. Dave M. Good morning. Hello. All right, so let's go ahead and start with first order of business here. I want to let everybody know our next Big Pond Brawl is a week from today, and it is open signups now for anybody that wants to participate in the one-off event. So if you're not, for guys that are in the series, if you're watching this, you haven't signed up, you need to secure your spot. And if you are just looking to just do the one date and fish that one date, you got a crew together. Great opportunity to win a lot of money. There's a lot of money out there, different ways to win out of the money. And so you can sign up now. Just go to our website, lakemichiganangler.com. On the homepage banner, you'll see the sign up there. Go ahead and sign up. And we'll also remind you guys on social media. And be a part of it. It's a good event. We'll be doing the live stream here next Saturday for the weigh-in as well. Let's see what else we need to talk about. Let's talk about what's new here at the shop, stuff that's come in. Folks have been looking forward to. We got a big order of Dreamweaver stuff, right, Rob?
Dreamweaver came in. We got some super slims. Still out of some of the ones everybody's been looking for, but we got in a bunch of different super slims, some spin doctors, forgot what else, some ninja boards, some divers. So there's a whole bunch of Dreamweaver stuff that came in.
Yeah, I didn't even know that the super slims came in. There's a couple. I should probably run back there to grab a couple that I would recommend right now.
Right.
But speaking of the Dreamweaver stuff, if you're looking for some stuff, I know a lot of folks here don't fish as many spin doctors as they do regular 8-inch paddles. So if you're looking to venture in and try spin doctors, I think they're great for when you have these days where one, they're speed tolerant, and so those days like when the lake's really bumpy and stuff like that.
Today's a good day for spin doctors.
Yeah. So if you want to venture in and give it a shot, I just grabbed a couple here that kind of like some of my what I recommend to start off with. You've got like the white pearl, I believe they call it white slick.
Yep.
This is a staple one for folks across, especially on the other side. They use this guy so much. Like this one as well. The white double crush is another go-to for me. I really like this with a white Howie fly. Can't go wrong. It's always taking kings. Some other new ones from Spin Doctor we got that I really like that I want to try myself. We got the slices, the green and the blue right here. So these look really cool, and something we're gonna give a shot here as well. Then
And don't forget my favorite one is the chrome frog.
yeah, the chrome frog is over there as well. So, that's another good one to if you're looking to kind of venture into the Dreamweaver stuff. That'll be some of the ones we say start there, and you get confidence in it. Then you can try some of the other colors. They'll catch. Let's talk about these guys. We got them back
Yeah,
in.
Mr. Chrome is back. So we got the minis, we've got the standard sizes, we have the magnums, McLovin, all of them back for the most part.
Yeah. I grabbed these. I grabbed some of these guys just to show you. Like for one, if you're looking for king, Aurora has done really well for me. For kings, we've got this on the standard and mag size.
Yeah, the Sunbird Shrimp's been catching kings lately.
I've been seeing that guy pop up on both sides of the lake, taking kings. That sunburned shrimp. McLovin's been doing really well. It's been hard to keep the Lakers off this guy and kings as well. So if you're looking for some of these spoons tend to certain fish tend to species gravitate to some of them. And then don't forget really cool these minis. In fact, yesterday we were fishing. We'll get to the report here in a little bit. The mini spoons on a slider took a bunch of fish off of the rigger. It was the mini stuff. So sometimes downsizing your spoons actually can get more bites. And they have a nice selection of minis as well as the moonshine minis that we got over here as well. When it comes to their flashers, we've got a new one for this year. It's called Scumline. So it's a good looking paddle right here. I've already fished it myself and caught some coho off of it. So this is a 8-incher we have here, and we've got more of their minis, which you still run these today. I think yesterday we took a steelhead off of one, running it up off like a 2-color up high. So our steelhead around. We'll talk about that more in a second. Rob, we got plenty of stubbies, right?
We've got a lot of stubbies. Right now.
So if you're looking for some, we've got a bunch. Still got 50/50s. We still got all the normal colors you're going to want to have. The reverse clown is here. We still got these guys, which is really, really well. And I've been seeing good things with our custom one, the Frankenstein here. It's got green dots on one side, black dots on the other. Been doing well off of some 200 coppers. I saw some guys catching some fish on that, working out for them. So we've got stubbies here as well. And don't forget the beaver lures.
Yep. So got in a bunch of them. There's actually more on the way. So this alien breath has been pretty good. And then there's the ghost right here. That's just one I want to try. I haven't had a chance to do it yet. But
Yep.
that's a good spoon.
All right, so that's just a quick rundown of stuff that's back in the shop, stuff that you guys have been looking for.
We also got in more spoon tenders. They are
Yes.
selling extremely fast right now. So get your order in online. I'll try to get them again. We had 2 shipments of them this week, and I think we've already sold a dozen today. So we haven't even been open very long.
Yeah.
And fish hawks are here. So.
Yep. David asked, do you typically set the Spin Doctor using the top or bottom connector? I've always fished them right out of the package the way they come configured. I've never changed it. I've never felt the reason to, and not saying that you can't change the hole or whatever, but I just fish it right out of the package as is. Aaron, good morning from Harbor, Ohio. Welcome, man. Thank you for joining us. Let's see here. Scott asked, do your boaters that power out in the dark, do you use headlights? I don't think so. I can't answer that myself.
I don't.
Yeah.
Just a regular navigation lights.
Yep. All right, let's see what else. Good morning. We'll be chasing Cisco and Lakers on Grand Traverse Bay tomorrow. Nice. That's going to be pretty cool. All right. Let's go ahead and dive into fishing for this past week. Rob, you want to kick it off?
You know what? It's been a different kind of May for us so far, but we have some fish around. It hasn't been fast action most days, but a lot of charter catches in the 20s, teens and 20s. Just really spread out fish. So we've been fishing for kings, and we're catching kings every day out there. One day we'll get, earlier in the week we had 7, And then yesterday we only had 2, and we had some steelhead and coho. Or actually, we had 3 yesterday, and a steelhead and coho before work. Today was a little rough. We caught 1, and then we came in. But for us, we've been fishing 60 to 80, mostly spoons. Actually, almost all the fish have been on spoons for us. We've been running slide divers instead of our wires. We've been kind of dialing those in. They've become more and more effective. In fact, that's what took our king today. It took a couple kings yesterday, and we're running a lot more stinger spoons. Just having a lot of luck on the HUD specials, NBK from Stinger, the Blue Dolphin Stinger, any of those, the Frog, Glow Frog Stinger. So stuff like that's been really good for us. And a couple fish on moonshines, but really the Stinger's been best. We had a couple fish on Bad Toad and on the Bloody Nose as well. But overall, they like that smaller Stinger profile. It's like super slim as well.
Yeah.
That's been better for us this week.
I noticed that too. In hindsight, I was fishing yesterday, but I just realized after what you just said, a lot of spoons I was running were kind of like the standard, either moonshine or like the standard Mr. Chrome size, and they were dead on our boards yesterday. But the minis and the slimmer stuff was, so maybe they're back on like this small profile thing again, like they were back in the beginning of the spring. So yeah, I was able to get out. I've been able to do much this past week. One, weather's been brutal for the kayak anyway. But I did go out on the boat yesterday with Captain Ernesto out of Chicago just for some fun recreational fishing. Wasn't filming or anything like that. Just decided to just go and get out. Beautiful day yesterday. The water was perfect. And same thing, we decided to launch out Diversity, went straight out to 60, decided to set up in 60. A lot of bait was in like 60 to 70 range, tight to the bottom, but they were there. First fish, I know Rob just hates for me to say this, but first fish went off not too long after we set lines, maybe 10 minutes in. Off the rigger, I was running the meat rig with the fake meat strip and 15-pound king right out the bat. After that, we ended that trip with a mixed bag. We almost had the Grand Slam. We just missed the brown, but we caught every species. I think we ended up like 8 for 12 or 15, something like in that range. Like we missed quite a few fish, or 7 fish, something like that. So almost like 50% of the fish we landed. Multiple Lakers, 1 king, a couple coho and the steelhead and stuff like that. We worked from 60 to like 120. The most stuff we saw was in that 60. I'd probably say 60 to 80 still. Like as far as bait goes, but it just seems like those fish weren't super active, and it really was just like picking away here and there. I ran both fake and real meat, and overall meat went like 2 for 5. Caught a king and a Laker, and we missed 3 on 3 whacks on the real meat, and then we took fish off a Bloody Nose mini moonshine off on a slider on a downrigger, and our boards were pretty quiet for the most part. I think it went well. We took the steelhead on a little guy with just a 2-inch fly on a 2-color up high. That went like twice. It was like 1 for 2. So right now, I think the common theme here is like these fish are really scattered about, and you are having to cover a lot of water. You kind of figure, to get these bites. So it's not fast and furious. Water temp was still even out in the hundreds, it's still like 50 at the surface, at least down there. I don't know if it's up
here. We had 48 this morning. Yesterday,
so a little bit cooler up here. It makes sense. Down there's a little bit shallower. We were like 6 miles offshore fishing. So yeah, we're picking fish away. So if you're getting out there, just expect to cover water. One strategy we used yesterday when we're in these kind of conditions, we were just going faster. We were like generally 2.5 to like up to 3.0, just to kind of go through the water and like figure out and work those active fish. Otherwise, that was most of how our day went yesterday. And let's see here. Any questions? Anthony said, was out of Burnham Harbor last weekend, ended up going out to 65 feet of water, which is 9 miles out, to find fish. Got some big Lakers and 2 kings. Nice. All right, Rick asks, what's the theory behind not using a snubber on your Dipsy Diver?
I don't really have a theory. I just don't think I need it. I took them off years ago and never went back to them. That being said, a lot of people like using them, and so I just encourage you to do what you think works best for you.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I just don't need them, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, real quick too. We also I brought it up here. Like you said, we ran a stinger and a rigger, and that took fish as well. So, Anthony said it was all spoons, 30 to 50 feet. Okay. Frank said Thursday afternoon, lots of steelhead from 140 to 200, 5 kings in 70 to 90, all spoons.
Oh, nice.
That's a good
Yeah,
pull right there.
nice job, Frank.
Living Irie, snubbers are good for braid and specifically wireline because of no stretch aspect. If you have mono leaders, you get your give from the mono alone. Snubbers aren't needed. That's a good point. Scott asked, does anybody other than Dreamweaver make super slim size spoons?
Stingers.
Stingers are the next closest in terms of their profile. When we're talking about like the size, guys, we're not talking about like the length of the bait. We're talking about the height of it or the width.
Yeah, the width. Stinger and super slims are pretty close.
Yeah.
As far as like their dimensions go.
Right.
There's definitely a different action though. A super slim is a heavier blank with a little more bend to it, and they both work, but they have a pretty unique action to each one of them.
Yeah, and like I said, that profile with that slimmer width, sometimes they're just super keyed in on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt because I didn't throw out a super slim yesterday, and I probably should have. So hindsight, right? Hindsight.
Could have had a quick limit.
Right. Probably. We would have caught everything at that point. Now, you know what? All right. Let's see here. Living Irie said Warrior makes some skinnier spoons. Yeah, the flutters.
The flutters, yeah. I always forget about those XLs.
And Mr. Crow makes the minis. And super slims are a unique profile that can't hardly be on the right day. Yeah, like great point. So that's kind of like where we're at with the fishing right now. I've been talking about this here at the shop, and I would love to hear what you guys think about this. I'm of the belief that these fish, at least on our side, are like at least 2 to 3 weeks ahead of like the normal schedule, like in terms of like what they've been doing and stuff like that. It seems like, and what's interesting is on the Michigan side, normally in May they get kings. They're just now getting kings. So it's like the fish on their side are like a couple weeks behind schedule.
Yeah,
it's like it's a weird thing, and I don't know if you guys are noticing that or kind of seeing the same thing. Something I seems like to me is the case here, because we were already in the middle of May, already kind of fishing like it was middle of June, like the June swoon. So it's kind of how I've been looking at things so far this year. It's been kind of interesting. Anthony said, any advice what the lake is supposed to look like tomorrow by chance?
I have not looked at the weather myself, but I've been told it's supposed to be nice. But I have not looked at any forecasts.
Also, the forecast for today, the other day was supposed to be nice, and then it's 4 to 6s out there. So
yeah, it's ripping out there. That's for sure.
You know,
it was a wet ride in this morning.
Any other questions? Any other questions, guys? Feel free to drop it in now. Hopefully, we gave you a bunch of info that some stuff for you guys to consider. For those that want to run meat, we've got plenty of meat.
Yeah,
the real
we've got
stuff
some
in.
Really good familiar bite in right now.
So feel free to come by, grab a pack or two. Let's see. All right, not seeing many questions here, so I guess everybody's good. Again, everything we talked about here, all the gear that's in here, you can order it right now online at LakeMichiganAngler.com. You can stop by. We always encourage you guys to stop by. We talk in person and get you whatever you may need. So we're here till 4 today, and tomorrow open 9 to 2. Kenneth asks, do you use regular line or actual leader material for leaders?
I guess it depends on which leader we're doing. Like for my leader off my dipsies, I'm just using mono. We usually use real heavy mono, like 30, 40 pound. Fly leaders is typically leader material. Leaders off of lead cores and coppers is just like floral line.
All right, Maris asked, what are you running meat rigs on? What specifically, like, what am I running on? I'll just run through it because I don't know in what aspect you want to know what I'm running it on, but I'll just run you through what I've been doing. And again, this is my first year, like, really going into the meat, so I'm learning a lot and trying to share that with you guys. For sure, the Mr. Chrome Old Money Flasher has been the go-to for my one meat rig. And I've been running it mostly off a rigger. And then yesterday I ran a Dragon Slayer Spin Doctor with a meat rig with real meat, the one that I DIY'd myself, which that video is on our channel if you want to DIY. We've got all the ingredients here so you can do your own stuff with your own alewife. That was on a braided dipsy, and I worked that down 155 out on a 1.5 setting. So I don't know, what was that down, about 40 or? I never get the numbers right with the dipsies. I just let it out. And
How much did you have out?
155 at a 1.5.
So you're probably about 50 out.
About
50 down.
50 down. Yeah. So, oh, okay, yeah. No, I'm running the 8-inchers. I haven't even touched the big one yet. We're actually working to get some of the Mr. Chrome 10-inch fish blades. So we'll hope to have those in the near future. But yeah, I'm just running 8-inch blades. I haven't even touched a big paddle or anything like that. All right, Mike asks, can you troll spoons with inline weights rather than dipsies? If so, what's the advantage of a dipsy?
Well, you can definitely run spoons with inline weights or lead core or anything like that. A dipsy is going to allow you to get down a lot deeper with less line than most weights will, unless it's a really, really heavy weight. And a dipsy also acts as an attractor. So this just creates turbulence in the water. The fish kind of feel that on their lateral line. They see it. It's an aggressive presentation. It usually matches. Like we'll run spoons on dipsies. Like lately, we've been using slide diver dipsies, so it gets the spoon really far back from it. And typically, if we're running regular dipsies, we keep dodgers or flashers and flies on them with a more aggressive presentation. There's not really an advantage or disadvantage. There's just different presentations, really. So sometimes long lines with spoons, lead cores, or weights work better. And some days they want those dipsies. They want it real close to the boat. Just depends on the mood the fish are in. If they're in an aggressive mood, it's going to be hard to keep them off dipsies. Whereas your long lines aren't going to be that great. And if it's a negative day, then those long lines away from the motor would be better.
Okay. Let's see. David said, how far do you guys usually go on the kayak at this time of year when the waves are subdued? So, David, I'm going to give you my answer, but I want to be very clear because I realize this year more than ever that I have to put a lot of disclaimers out about when I speak about kayak stuff because I do things that I don't often recommend newer anglers, kayak anglers to do. And a lot of times guys, when they try to do it, they don't even attempt to take the proper steps to do this stuff safely. So first, I will normally go no further out than 100 to 100 feet of water. So, in this area, you're looking roughly about 4 miles offshore. And that's
It's got to be a perfect
It got to be a perfect day, yeah. And I really, really time my days. I have the benefit of being able to go out whenever, and so I really time it for that. If it's not that kind of condition, then I'm going to be much closer, and I'm going to just try and fish for what I can and make the best of it. And it doesn't always work out. If the fish are really, really at 105 and I can only get out to 70, I'm just kind of picking at whatever bites within that 70 feet of water. And there's always going to be fish in there. It could be a lot tougher bite. It could be just whatever. So again, just want to be clear on that. It's not something I recommend for novice kayak anglers. And most times I tell folks to go out there with a couple guys so you have your safety network, radios, all the other safety stuff, and you got to go on the right kind of conditions. Jeff asks, what do you prefer for distance back off the rigger ball for spoons of flashy flies? I hear a lot of different numbers between fishermen. Good question, Jeff. I'll jump in first. I'll throw it to Rob. I run stuff now tight to the ball, 12 feet off for flasher flies or any kind of a paddle or dodger. It's 12 feet. That's it. Spoons, I'll stretch back like 25, but even then, I'm not keeping this super far away. And the only reason I'm doing that right now is because with me watching my live scope, I constantly see all these fish come up to the rigger ball first to look at it, and they drift right back into the whatever's there, flasher fly, and then they'll either bite it or they'll look at it, they'll stalk it for a second, whatever. So because I've seen the behavior so much, I run it tight now, and it hasn't impacted. I still catch fish. It's not to say that stretching it out, because I've been on guys' boats, I put a paddle out 30 back, 50 back, and they catch fish too. Rob?
Yeah, I like to start with them close. If I'm out there and my flashers and my dipsies are catching fish, then I'm going to make sure my paddle on the downrigger is close. And I always have the spoon a little bit further back than the flasher because we run 2 downriggers. So I might have it like 12 feet back and then a spoon back 30 or 40 feet. But if we're going out and only my lead cores and coppers are catching fish and my dipsies aren't catching fish, and if I have short leads on my riggers, I'm going to start stretching those back because clearly the fish don't want to come near the boat. And I'm going to get the spoons back 100 or more. I'm going to get that flasher back, 50 or more, and see if that starts to get the fish that aren't willing to come bite those dipsies or not. They just don't want to be back by the boat. So I'm just kind of letting the fish tell me how they want it.
Yeah, I think the only caveat to mention about when you stretch like the paddles back that far is you're not really fishing at where you think the riggers at, because it's gonna the paddle's gonna kind of pull up off of that. So just be mindful of when you're fishing that when you're fishing those flashers out, especially running a big paddle, like some guys running the bigger paddles, like they're gonna pull up. So 50 feet, think about that line coming back up. So just keep that in mind when you're setting your depth. You're probably gonna want to go a little bit deeper than when you're trying to fish, just to compensate for that lift. Michael with the super chat, thank you very much. Very kind of you. Didn't have to do that. We'll use that to split ourselves a coffee over here, I guess. Heading to Manistee next Saturday for some Lake Michigan fishing. First time for me. Hoping to get some kings, maybe a steelhead or brown. Wish me luck. Hey, good luck, man. Good luck. You know what? If you're going over to Manistee, watch my friend Dark Blue Adventures. He just renamed his channel, Captain Chris. He does his weekly fishing reports. I'm sure if you're already on that side, you probably already are aware of him. But watch for the reports on the eastern side of the lake. He'll get you pointed in the right direction with his information every week. On Sundays is when he normally does his live. So big shout out to my buddy Chris over there at Dark Blue Adventures now. It's formerly Tangle Tackle Fishing. They rebranded the channel. So thank you, Michael. Appreciate that, man. All right. What else? Just said thanks for the info. Much appreciated. Happy to help, guys. Any other questions? Any other questions? Before we wrap it up out of here. Unfortunately, not a lot of guys are fishing today because of the current conditions, but looking forward to it. I think I might be able to get back out in the middle of next week. I got a lot of other obligations to do at the beginning of the week and stuff like that. But yeah, and by the way, guys, if there's any video ideas you have, let me know right now or leave it in the comment of this video once the live is over. I definitely want to make sure we're getting some videos of topics that you guys would find interesting. I have a video coming out next week with Captain Blake from Storm Forest Fishing in how to fish in the fog and in safety and fishing in tougher conditions. It's really, really good video. We'll have that out next week. So there's other topics or areas that you guys would like to have us kind of cover. Let us know. What line do you use with dipsies? Braided dipsies, you're going no less than 50-pound braid, and then it's just wire if you're going to do a wire dipsy. All right, John asked, question, how much line should I put out behind the lead or copper to get it to running depth? How much line should I put behind the lead or copper?
I think he's saying, like, once you put it all out, how much line do you put before you put the board on?
Oh, okay. So how much you let? Okay. So hopefully we understand the question right. But once you let out the lead core, let's say it's a 7-color lead, let's say it's a 200 copper. Once you let out all of the lead core and all of the copper, once I see all of it disappear into the water, I'll usually give it another 20 feet of like line, then we'll clip on the board to send it out. But I want to make sure that all of the lead or the copper is completely submerged in the water before I clip on that board and then send it out. That way I'm getting the full weight of those weighted lines down to take that bait down. All right. Great guy up there in Manistee. Oh yeah, absolutely. Chris is just a class act, man. Great guy. He's helped me on quite a few things and stuff like that and everything. In fact, Chris is the reason why I've been running the old money on the meat for like a meat rig as an 8-inch paddle. When I was out there with him last year, he was running. It was smoking fish, and he's like, this paddle's been great for us on a meat. So I've been doing it, and it's working well for me as well. What else? Yeah, so let us know any ideas you may have on videos you're looking for, so we can try and get those recorded. Irie said change it up from 15 to 5 to 15 so your board isn't always clipped in the same spot. Yeah, that's a good point. You can always mix it around. Again, for the most part, we're just letting it out to go visually. I'm sure we're not precisely hooking it on the same spot every time. I mean, I think you guys kind of get the idea with that. All right. Cool, guys. Well, listen, appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us on the live here. We're going to wrap it up for today. If you need anything, you know where to find us. Give us a holler. Call, stop by. You can order online. Most of everything we talked about and everything in the shop, we can ship over to you as well if you're not on this side of the lake. And we do appreciate your business, as always. We'll be back next week for our fishing reports. Don't forget the Big Pond Brawl next week. You want to sign up for just the one-day tournament, sign up on our website at lakemichiganangler.com. And we'll see you guys in our next live. Take care. Be safe.